This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Great friends, we welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Mentioned that we're going to be wall-to-wall Padres Mets today. Kind of hoping that we might find a little bit of time to talk some NFL and maybe a little bit of time to talk about the big story about Draymond Green and the punch, which to me, non-issue until the video comes out. Now, before we get into Casey Stern, who's going to be here in just a second from the Unfiltered podcast with Casey Stern, guys, I've changed from my Cleveland Browns gear. Check it out, Grande.
Hey,
King.
hey,
King. Yeah. The Charger Hater Club t-shirts, all my stuff arrived. So just encouraging everybody. Dad model here, everybody. Dad model. Okay. So if you go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com, you too can be a dad model and say, "Hey, King."
Hey, King.
Hey.
You want to explain to Casey what the hell we're talking about with that shirt?
All right, here comes Casey Stern. Case, how you doing, buddy?
I feel like a dad model only because, like, you know, I don't know what a dad model means. Like, I could chase my kids around without passing out. So I feel like I'm a dad model, by the way. And I have a feeling, by the way, just real quickly, the guy who leaked that to TMZ probably looking for work in about 3, 2, 1.
Right. Yeah. I would think so. I mean, what kind of guy works for the organization and is willing to take that film and put it out there to TMZ? Who does TMZ reach in the video department at the Warriors and say, "Hey, we'll pay you an awful lot. How much you make? How much? Oh, really? Okay, we'll pay you even more just for the video."
Yeah, I don't think you could reach out. I think the guy had to reach out himself, right? I think the guy reached out to TMZ. Like, I don't think anybody, like, I don't know what the directory is of, like, video guys sitting in the bleachers watching some practice. Like, I don't think you could find that dude in some book on the media. So I think he reached out to TMZ. Probably made very little money, got cut a nice check, and said, "Screw it, I didn't like this job anyway."
Yeah, it looked like somebody that definitely, like, just recorded the cell phone. Like, they took a cell phone and recorded the screen.
They got it off of a screen. So whoever shoots practice, this guy got in there. Recorded it off of that screen.
Dude, that's premeditated. You ain't recording that to go watch that at home, like instead of Pornhub. Like, you know, this is like, I mean, it's premeditated. Let's be fair.
So for those of you that are listening on radio right now, we're watching it.
What a punch!
What a punch!
What a coward
by Draymond. Totally. I mean, you talk.
Coward.
I mean, look, dude, guys get into fights and practice and stuff, but come on, not like that, dude.
Can't share it. Once you share it, now you got to, this internal, like, we handle it internally in terms of, like, you know, we're not going to suspend. That's okay until this gets out. Now, if it gets out this way, you're going to have to, because they're afraid of Draymond. That's why you don't want to do anything publicly, but now you have to.
Right.
They probably leaked it so they could suspend him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to be quite honest, that wouldn't shock me, because end of the day, you're too afraid of Draymond to go ahead and do anything. And without the video, you know, you're not forced to do it. Now with the video, you sit him down and you go, "Hey, dude, you know, we got to take you for 5. That's
because it's out. The video got out.
That's it.
So
that's
now,
it. I think 5 games. Out.
Well, that's the way the world works, right? Like when there's no video, it's like, all right, you know what? We can just, you know, we can give you a little suspension. But once a video shows up, dude, forget it. It's over.
Oh, plus a real punch. I mean, we make a lot of, like, you know, this fake tough stuff. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, that's Rugi Odor and Jose Bautista in the middle of the field, right there.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's some real garbage right there.
Casey Stern is here, and Casey has the podcast Unfiltered with Casey Stern. If you are a baseball fan, you should be listening to this. And it's kind of got one of these weird followings, meaning that it's not just like fans that listen. For some reason, this podcast has become like really popular amongst insiders in baseball, including like a lot of front office people and GM types. So it's got a lot more cred than just like some guy sitting around opining about baseball stuff.
I hope so.
Well, that's certainly the reputation that the podcast has, Case. I'll tell you that right now.
Dad model, here.
Hey, dad model. Let me tell you the quick story here on Hey King. So, my 3 daughters, when they need something, they'll call me and they'll start off the conversation with, "Hey King." And so my daughter, who's a freshman at Tulane, a couple of weeks ago calls me and says, "Hey King," and I'm like, "Oh no, what do you need?" "Dad, can you get me tickets to the Saints game? This is the Saints home opener." I'm like, "Who are they playing?" "The Buccaneers." I'm like, "Do you understand that Tom Brady coming to the Dome in New Orleans for opening day of the NFL season? That's going to be a really tough ticket to
Dude,
get.
that's just buying into your street cred.
Right. Well, you know what she said to me? She goes, well, you know what, King? I believe in you.
That's it.
So once, I just melt away and so these guys are giving me a hard time going, don't do it. Come on.
Did you get the tickets?
Of course. Come on,
Okay, yeah,
man.
of course you did. You paid for them on StubHub?
No, I did not pay for them. I had to call somebody else. I called somebody to say, hey, King, to them.
Hey, I would have done it to my daughter. I would have done it for my daughter. Just to be the king, you go to StubHub if you need to.
Yeah, well, that's right.
It's no problem.
So I had to call in a favor. So now, Casey, if I know you have a brand as well, you have T-shirts that you sell.
I do.
We've got an entire line of merch. And if you go to kaplanandcrew.com, you too, Dad, can have a Hey King T-shirt.
Hey, look, I'm fine with that. I just my two daughters right now are 7 and 5. And I just want them, to be quiet enough in the car. So can I get a shirt that says that?
We can make that for you, Casey.
Yeah.
Casey, let's talk about the Padres and the Mets. As I understand it, watching your videos on Twitter and then listening to the podcast, you're a Mets guy, right?
Yeah, diehard. Yeah,
okay.
Diehard.
So what I've said to everybody who's listening, if there's anybody who's going to be able to give us a really good scouting report on the Mets, it would be you. So let me start off with this. Just give me an overall opinion, because what we've been talking about before you got here is nobody's giving the Padres a chance. But as a baseball observer, not just a Mets fan, what do you say, or what's your perception of who the Padres are?
Well, first of all, that's dumb to say nobody gives the Padres a chance, because in a 3-game set, this Met team was swept by the Cubs like a month ago. So in a 3-game series, the 110-win Dodgers have lost some bad games, and baseball's not that way. It's why a 5-game set, boys, is always where you're much more vulnerable than a 7-game series, because your depth doesn't play out. So anybody could beat anybody in a 3-game set, home or on the road. That's number one. Number two, the Padres have the names to do it. The question is, are they going to perform to the level of their capability? Are they going to get the Darvish, who was the pitcher of the month, who's been dealing, who looks like the ace in game 1? Are they going to get the Darvish that when the Dodgers brought him over, he had a great series in the LCS and a great performance? Are they going to get the guy the Dodgers saw twice in the World Series and went home, and then we're complaining about stealing signs? I mean, which guy are you going to get? Are you going to get Juan Soto with the Nationals, or Juan Soto figuring it out with the Padres, which isn't a big deal for the contract or for next year or the year following, but it's a big deal for, hey, can we jump on your back and get it done? The names are there for the Padres to win this series. The question is how they'll perform.
All right, Casey Stern is here. Now, Casey, take us through the starting pitching for the Mets. We've been all talking about Scherzer, DeGrom, and then thereafter, but the story that at least we're hearing is that if the Mets win tonight, they won't pitch DeGrom tomorrow. Can you just take us through what's being reported out there and maybe what Buck Showalter's thinking?
Yeah, so here's the thing. What's going to happen based on what we know is Scherzer will pitch game 1. If the Mets win, it'll be Bassett in game 2. If they lose, it'll be DeGrom. And then if Bassett wins game 2, DeGrom starts game 1 of the next series. If Bassett loses game 2, or the team does, because it's not just on the pitcher, obviously, then DeGrom would start game 3. This is being seen as Buck being cute, trying to delay DeGrom, thinking about the next series, which, look, and I love Buck. These are things you don't want to do because you can't think about a series in front of you. You got to get this one done. What people aren't realizing is DeGrom was basically like not even human, like a cyborg for 4 years. He had 2 terrible starts and then had a blood blister, which clearly has something to do with it. Gave up a ton of home runs, including 3 in his last start. Struck out 11 Braves, gave up 3 homers. They're not doing this because they're being cute. They're doing it because they want to try and delay DeGrom as much as possible with that blister. And if they can go ahead and get Scherzer a win and get through with Bassett and get DeGrom set up for game 1 and 5, yeah, that's great. But it's more about getting DeGrom set up for game 1, where it will have been over a week since he pitched with the blister. That's what this is about. He can pitch if he needs to, but he's not at full capacity because of that blister. The only way to fix that for anybody who's talked to pitchers with this, and it's obviously common sense, is just not using it, right? Not using your finger, time off, and that's what this is. This is more about trying to delay DeGrom with the blister than anything else.
Do you feel like that there is a sense of because the way that the Mets season ended, it from an outsider looking in, you can probably fill us in far better on this. What's the fan base pressure like from there? Like if the Padres go up 3-0 in the first inning, what's the energy in the park going to be like?
Therapy. I mean, first of all, if Mets fan base is insane. They say insanity's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. This team has dealt with Mr. Met giving them the finger, right? So, like, the Met fan has dealt with what I call CTSD, because there's no post. It's current. It's consistent traumatic stress disorder. So, the idea of did they choke, just to kind of, they choked opportunities away when they had this lead early in September, but the Braves took this division. The Braves beat them 6 out of their last 7 in Atlanta, including the last 3 of the year. Braves played 114 win game pace for 4 months. Mets played like 22 games over 500 during that pace, which by the way is pretty good. It's like about 95 wins over a full season, but they weren't as good, and they're not as good a team as Atlanta. Atlanta is a better team than they were last year when they won the whole thing, and very, very scary. So the Mets didn't choke the division away, but if you're asking about Met pain, if Max Scherzer gives up a solo home run on the first pitch, it's going to be the season's over on Twitter, without a doubt.
But you guys won 101 games. You're getting healthy. I saw Marte's back in the roster.
That's
so
huge.
are you yourself coming in confident, like we're a 101 win team, we can go beat the Padres?
The Mets made this way harder for themselves, right? The path of, and this is just going chalk, of beating a Dodger team that won 110 games, a Braves team that's better than the one that won the World Series, and then beating the Astros, who may be the best team in baseball that nobody pays attention to, is seemingly, forget daunting, nearly impossible. But if you step back and you think about it this way, if I got a healthy DeGrom and Scherzer at their high level, no one does. No team does. And pitching wins. Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg, remember him, he hasn't pitched in 17 years, it seems like. But those two guys won in 2019 pretty much by themselves. And DeGrom is better than Steven Strasburg. So you can do a lot. The Marte thing is huge. People don't realize how big he is for this team. Hitting second in the order, was hitting about 300, stealing a bunch of bases. He's terrific and a Gold Glover in the outfield, runs the bases well. We had heard as of the last few days that he still was having trouble gripping the bat tight and the grip on the throwing with the ball. But one thing to watch is that Terrence Gore is on this roster. Here's why I bring this up. You could have put Marte in Gore's spot for this first 3 games. And if you got into a position to go steal a base, right, then go ahead and Marte can go be Gore for you. When they're both on the roster, that's telling you Marte is going to play. And I think you should expect him to be in the lineup here in game 1.
All right, Casey Stern from Unfiltered, the Unfiltered podcast with Casey Stern is here. He is a Mets hardcore lifer, and he's here telling us what he knows about the Mets, what we certainly don't know about the Mets. Casey, what is the perception, at least from your perspective, of what the Mets fan base thinks the Padres are?
I think they think they're a good team. I think, clearly we know about East Coast bias. Nobody on the East Coast staying up late. And if they are, they're probably watching Cinemax or something, with their, they're not watching Padre games, right? And I think, that's not a negative on San Diego. That would be the same if it was reversed, right? So, that's fair. I think they look at it as, how are we going to beat the Dodgers in 5 games? And they're looking ahead, and they probably shouldn't. And to the point earlier in this conversation, if the Padres go up 2-0, 3-0 first inning, all of a sudden that's going to change very, very quickly. They know one thing. They know Juan Soto. You don't have to tell a Met fan what Juan Soto was capable of. Regardless of what he's looked like as a San Diego Padre, the Met fan knows Juan Soto, the Washington National. Juan Soto, the cyborg. Juan Soto, the Mets could never get out. Juan Soto, who knows Max Scherzer and was his teammate, right, is going to know everything he's trying to do. The Mets may overlook the Padres, which isn't fair. They're not overlooking Juan Soto. If there's one guy on that team that they are well aware can go beat them by himself, it's Juan Soto. They've seen him do it with the other team in their division in Washington.
MLB.com ranked the Padres pitching staff 12 out of 12 playoff teams. Do you see them that way too? Like, are you looking at a Darvish, Snell, Musgrove, Hader, whoever else is in the bullpen? Do you look at them as, this is
whoever else hurts?
Staff?
That whoever else hurts, right? So that,
yeah.
And which version of Hader hurts?
Mm-hmm.
If it's Hader when he was, because right now, look, Diaz and Class A are in a class, of themselves, right? Those are the 2 best closers in the game, and Edwin's been that way all season. He's being fair, and look, I saw and covered Mo. I'm not sitting there and telling you anybody's better than Mariano Rivera. They're not. This regular season Diaz had is as dominant a regular season as I've ever seen from a closer. He struck out more than half the hitters. It's 17 per 9 innings, I think, or something like that. It's ridiculous what he did. But both teams have an issue getting to their closer. Don't underrate the Mets' same issue, because the Mets have two lefties on this roster, and David Peterson and Joely Rodriguez. Joely Rodriguez is hit or miss, and when he misses big time, even against lefties. David Peterson's a good pitcher, but he's a starter, not a reliever. He's been a reliever for about 3 weeks, and he's not a lefty specialist of any kind. And Adam Ottavino, who's been brilliant, is still a guy who we've seen in big spots in the past and other areas that he's played not be great. So who knows what that's going to be. I think both these teams have a little bit of Swiss cheese, but I think to your question, it's more about what's getting to the back end and Hader not being Hader or considered to be that, and the bullpen, than it is about the starting rotation. I'm not saying I'd put him 12 out of 12, but are they bringing in a pitching staff that is scaring you comparatively to the Braves, the Dodgers, the Mets, if they're putting Scherzer and DeGrom healthy up there? No, but I don't think that means the Padres aren't capable. I think they're capable.
Casey Stern is here. And wow, this is a great conversation we're having, because honestly, your point was well made earlier. While the Mets fans aren't staying up late to watch the Padres, the fact of the matter is, Casey, I'm not watching any Mets at all unless the Padres were playing the Mets. Now, I would think that if you're the Padres, you should be pulling into Citi Field feeling really confident because A, you finished the season really, really strong, and B, you have beaten the Mets there at their place. It happened right out of the All-Star break. So if I'm the Padres, I'm feeling pretty confident right now. And all the players are saying the one word I've heard the Padre players use all week is dangerous. They say we're dangerous going into the postseason. Do you agree the Padres are dangerous?
I agree they're dangerous, and I think they're ready for the postseason for the most part because Bo Mel is running them. I mean, that's a guy who just even keel, steady as he goes, pulse, and that's the kind of thing that you see from guys who win in a postseason as a manager, where he's not going to get up 3-0 in the first, not going to get down 0-3 in the first. I mean, that's what they didn't have, right, for so many years. So that's a clear difference. The other thing is, you got to realize, I know Padre fans probably don't think of it this way, but when you get Tatis's injury and the pinworm and whatever the hell else, and the fact that Soto, this is the end of his first year, it's more about next year from day one. There's a lot of house money San Diego's playing with. They're not supposed to beat the Mets, who won 101. They're not supposed to beat the Dodgers, right? Saw them in their own division. They're not supposed to be as good, and they're not as a team on paper as the Braves, who are better than they were last year. Maybe even the Cardinals, right? I'm not so sure about the Phillies, who to me, I can't believe they're in the postseason. But San Diego to me is dangerous because they're playing with house money. Anytime that teams don't feel like there's anything to lose, that's where they're dangerous. I saw it in Kansas City. In 2 years back-to-back without Madison Bumgarner, they would have won back-to-back World Series. I saw it with Cleveland in a situation where nobody trusted or believed in them, and outside of a rain delay, they could have beaten the Cubs and won a World Series. And I saw it at a team that I covered day after day in 2004, where the Red Sox are down 3-0 in an LCS and said, why the hell not us, and went and won all those games in a row. The Padres have that it factor of that house money feel, all the pressure, all of it, in that building, in Citi Field, after choking the division, if you will, all of the pressures on the Mets, 100 out of 100.
You brought up Bob. Sorry, John. You brought up Bob Melvin before we jump somewhere else. What do you think about Buck Showalter? He hasn't really had a lot of playoff experience. He has, but not since 2016, I believe, last time he was in there. Is there any sort of is he going to do something funky? Obviously, here on the West Coast, we've heard Dodger fans bitch and moan about Dave Roberts for years about how he handles.
Forever.
So is there anything like that with Buck Showalter going into the postseason?
Managers are field goal kickers. Everybody hates them and talks about everything they do wrong. Nobody pumps pumps them up or pats them on the back when they do anything right? So that's just the way it is. We've got to be fair about Buck Showalter. He's done a tremendous job. He's going to win Manager of the Year. He deserves it. He's been in the postseason before. He prepared a Yankee team that was handed off to Joe Torre, and I love Joe, but he was a terrible manager before that, got Buck's team and went on that run with those Yankee years, and do not forget that. He took a Diamondbacks team that was an expansion team and lost 100, and I think a year later had won 100. So this is a dude in the game. But being fair, in all my time doing pre and post game, when I was with Turner for all those years for the playoffs, one of the things I remember most is going to that set after he left Zach Britton, who finished third in Cy Young in that voting that year, left him in the bullpen because it wasn't a save situation, put Ubaldo Jimenez out there, and Toronto moved on in the playoffs, which is one of the worst decisions I've ever seen any manager make in a postseason. So everybody is susceptible to that. As we know, the players will make you look foolish or they'll make you look great. Regardless of what the manager's decision, it comes down to what the players do and how they perform.
Brown,
Monday.
you want to finish this off?
Yeah, come Monday in New York City. How are people going to feel about the Mets?
Good. I think good. I expect. Look, it is such a crapshoot in baseball. It's honestly, it's not a cop out. It's just there's so many things at play. It is such a weird sport. It's not the NBA where it's like LeBron could take Bobby Gibson and Ilgauskas and whoever, and then Nick Retreads and J.R. Smith and Amon Shumpert. It just doesn't work that way in this sport. I expect Max Scherzer, who we all know Max Scherzer, coming off a start that he was not himself, did not pitch well enough, and knows it against the Braves with the division on the line, to absolutely shove tonight. That doesn't mean Darvish can't hang with him, but I think the Padres will have a very difficult time winning this game one. After what happened, with it being at home, with Scherzer coming off a bad outing, I'll use the analogy I've used for the last couple of weeks about next time we see Max, and that is you go to a movie Little Giants, and Ed O'Neill Al Bundy is asked, who's that girl? He says, that's not a girl, that's my niece Becky, and she's pissed. And he's talking about Icebox. Max Scherzer's pissed. It's going to be very, very difficult for the Padres to win this game tonight. And I think if you win game one, it puts you in the driver's seat.
Casey Stern, the podcast is called Unfiltered with Casey Stern. He's got a really cool t-shirt too called, it says, prospects are cool, parades are cooler. Case, I invite you to go to kaplanandcrew.com, get yourself a Hey King t-shirt. And let's, if you don't mind, because we got to hustle up here. We're up against the break.
It's all right.
What if we get together on Monday and analyze what happened?
Anytime. You got, you can book me. I'm a lot easier than getting tickets for that Saints game.
All right, stick around, everybody. We are in the 7 Mile Casino studios, 7milecasino.com. We'll talk to Casey Stern on Monday, and we'll find out, what he thinks based on if the Mets win or if the Padres win. Don't go anywhere. So much more on this series coming up. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Rome comes home. Yes, I said it. You can now catch the Jim Rome Show Monday through Friday, noon until 3 p.m. on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Back to San Diego, where it all started, on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
The 2022 San Diego Loyal season is almost complete. Live on Your View and YourView.com. Watch the San Diego Loyal host New Mexico United Sunday, October 9th at 3 p.m. Come join us at Torero Stadium for the last regular season home game as the San Diego Loyal prepare for the playoffs. Tickets are available. San Diego Loyal versus the New Mexico United, Sunday, October 9th on Your View.
I thought I was okay. I had a degree, I had work experience. I should be able to provide for my kids. But they're just things that you don't plan on in life.
My husband got laid off and we are a family of 5.
My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I would ask the doctors, what can I do? And they would just say, just make sure she's eating. Our lives just changed completely. Thank God that we always had a plate of food.
When your air conditioner needs to be tuned up, repaired, or replaced, call Bill Howe, the name you have trusted for over 40 years. We carry the most reliable, energy-efficient brands that will fit your budget. Whether you are looking for a traditional or ductless air conditioning system, you know who to call.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. Because we know how. Do the ups and downs of the financial markets have you on a roller coaster? Don't let the market take you and your investments for a ride. Stabilize your funds with SDCCU's Great Rate Savings, Money Market, or Certificate accounts. Choose a savings option that meets your needs and watch your money grow with SDCCU. Earn 1.5% APY on a 12-month certificate or 2.5% APY on a 36-month certificate. Open an account at sdccu.com/now. SDCCU, it's not big bang banking, it's better.
Change the way you look and feel with San Diego's most comprehensive varicose and spider vein treatment facility. San Diego Varicose Vein Treatment Center offers minimally invasive, pain-free procedures performed by board-certified cardiologist Dr. Tahizadeh. With over 17 years of experience, we specialize in the diagnosis of varicose veins, spider veins on the face, hands, and legs, ankle discoloration, leg swelling, and more. Improve your vein health today. Visit consultation.sdveintreatment.com or call 619-582-2404.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
All right, great friends. Friday afternoon, Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man getting ready for the Padres tonight. The game is at 5:07 p.m. We will be off the radio by then and sitting in front of a television and ready to roll. Now, guys, before we move on here from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, how'd you like Casey Stern? I mean, I knew we were getting the right guy to dive deep into the Mets, and I like that we've already got Casey ready to go on Monday so that hopefully we're bragging about the Padres going all the way to New York City and coming home to face the Dodgers rather than the Padres going out there to get beat and have this season come to an end. What'd you think of Casey's performance?
I thought he was great. I thought that was exactly what we needed. Somebody to tell us what New York thinks. And I feel like we got a good insight on it. I disagree with him what they're going to be saying about the Mets on Monday, though. I disagree.
Yeah. I think we
Yeah, I have a hard time overlooking 101 wins and coming in here with like this like full level of confidence. I would say that the Padres are primed to be their absolute best. Will that be enough? That's what we get to see this weekend. But what I love about it is the complete polar opposite of 2020 is 2022. They are primed to be at their top. So if they lose this series, they just get beat. You know, it is what it is. So that's what I like about it. I don't have this supreme confidence that they're going to come back on Monday getting ready for the Dodgers. I'm just not there because I think the Mets are that good. I mean, you win 101 games, dude. That's no joke, man. Like, solid ass team. So
yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like in my gut, I feel like my gut is telling me Padres are going to win this series. Now, my gut has been wrong plenty. In fact, more often than not, it is wrong. So
he said at the end what I think. Whoever wins tonight is in control. Like winning tonight in a 3-game series is huge, huge. And if the Mets have to go with a bloody fingered Jacob deGrom, that'd be a good thing. You know, so I think tonight is massive. Obviously, the Padres lost game 1 of the World Wild Card in 2020 and still won the next 2, so it's not impossible. But I think a team like this, with the firepower they have offensively and the pitching staff, and like we haven't even talked about freaking Timmy Trumpet, Edwin Diaz, like he is a legit closer. If that dude comes into the game, it's over. Like that's just it. With Hader, there's still tiny bits of questions there. So he's right, man. I mean, if I'm in New York, I understand you lost the division, and I understand you put yourself in this situation. But I think the level-headed Mets fans understand that they have a really good team.
Yeah. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Now, guys, I started off today's show for those of you that are watching. Now, for those of you that are listening, you got to come to our YouTube channel. For those of you that are watching, I started off with my Cleveland Browns t-shirt on today. I moved on to my Hey King t-shirt because, Alex, you and Browner both laugh at me all the time, and you go, you're never going to go buy the t-shirts. You're not going to do it. And I usually don't do it because I procrastinate, number one, or number two, I get easily distracted. For whatever reason, about a week and a half ago, there was a 20% sale on our website, and I decided that day to go buy a bunch of these t-shirts. Now, like you, Alex, I'm into the Great Friends t-shirt.
There you go.
So,
you're just going to change all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna show off the entire lineup of new t-shirts that I have.
You got Hey King.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Great Friends.
Right.
What else did you get?
Well, in the next segment, you'll stick around. I'll show you my last t-shirt of the day.
Awesome.
I'll show you.
I liked the Great Friends shirt. Did you get? Did you get like premium? Did you get, or did you just get the basic?
No, I think I got just the basic one actually.
I like getting the basic because I was like, if the basic is good enough, the other ones will be good.
Yeah, the premiums are really nice because the other T-shirts I got were premiums. For whatever reason, I got this one in basic, but it's really comfortable. Here's what I wanted to say one thing.
I was a little concerned of the placement. I thought it was a
Yeah.
little more centered, but then once you put it on, and you're like, oh, actually, no, it's cool.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say to everybody, and I'll get back to Padres here in 1 second. I think I'm going to I've been thinking about this a little bit. I think on Monday I'm going to tell everybody where I plan, and this is an executive decision. I didn't talk to Browner, I didn't talk to Grande about it. Usually everything we do is a team decision. I've decided to make an executive decision on this one though. I'm going to tell you guys on Monday where the money that is being generated by these T-shirt sales is going to be distributed. And by the way, I have no idea how much money we've made so far because Alex really controls the whole T-shirt manufacturing / that business. And I think, Alex, there's some things that still have to get done between the third-party site and like our accounting people.
Yes.
Sounds really like a big business, doesn't it? And then I have no idea how much money we've generated so far. Do you? Do you actually know a dollar figure?
Yeah, it's not that much.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to say.
I have a figure. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell everybody. On Monday, I believe I'm going to announce the 2 organizations that are going to receive the benefits of all of our T-shirt sales. And the reason I'm going to do it that way is because I didn't plan on making the donation to these 2 organizations until like the middle of November. So like right before all the holidays start. So I figure if I announce it on Monday, that's going to give us like 30 more days to see if we can sell that many more shirts, that much more merch, so that we can raise that much more money and then put that money where I think it should go.
The Let's Effing Go San Diego shirt, the one that says Let's Effing Go.
Yeah.
is our best seller.
Okay.
The Kaplan and Crew merch, just basic Kaplan and Crew merch, is our second bestseller.
Okay.
The Brown Facts is the third bestseller.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah. Throw up them deuces.
Shout out to my chatlins.
Yeah. I wonder though if the Hey King T-shirts will do well.
Well, they knew. They
are
knew.
new.
I mean, you just bought one. The reason why.
No, I bought several.
Well, the reason why Brown Facts has done well because one, Brown Facts was right about the Padres, and he bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Brown Facts bought his own gear.
Brown Facts bought a lot of. Listen, if you're gonna promote, you got to purchase.
Hell to the yeah. Go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com, click on our store, buy our merch.
% off through Sunday.
Wait, how much?
15% off today, tomorrow, Sunday.
Okay, 15% off. You can get the Hey Kings, you can get the Great Friends, you can get the Brown Facts, you can get the Let's Effing Go San Diego. What about the Let's Get Effed Up San Diego? Those are the new ones that we just put out.
Yeah, those are up. They're all up.
Okay, 15% off right now. Monday, I think I'm going to announce where the money's going to go, and that will give us another month to see how much more we can raise. Because once you hear, as great friends, as radio listeners, as YouTube viewers, as TV viewers, podcast listeners, once you hear where the money's going to go, I think you're actually going to say, I haven't bought and I want to because I want my money to go there. Or you're going to say, I bought, but I want to buy more because I want my money to go there. I think you guys are going to love this. So that's why I haven't shared it with anybody. Unilateral decision-making here. Sorry, guys. I know that we're a team.
Very Putin of you.
I don't mean to be. I don't mean to be so Putin-y. But I do feel like you guys are going to love
all over the place right now.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are going to love where my head's at, and I think everybody who's a supporter of the show is also going to love where my head's at. I think, and then people are going to want to buy that much more merch. Okay, let's
get the Padres lose. No one's going to give one rat's ass what happens on Monday with that money.
Okay, then
there's going to be some angry folks on Monday.
All right, I'll tell you this then. Ready? Let's make this deal. If the Padres win, I'll make the announcement Monday. If the Padres lose, let's let it all kind of sink in and let's digest it all and let it all marinate. And then I'll make the announcement a little bit later in the week.
Like my perfect weekend is Padres win, obviously.
Yeah.
The Browns win.
Yes.
The Rams win. And the Vikings win. That is a beautiful weekend.
Yeah. How about San Diego State? You didn't even mention your Aztecs.
Don't really matter right now. You know?
Yeah. They're so off the radar.
It's unfortunate. It's that it is what it is. Like, would it be? Oh, how about this? If Burmeister throws for over 150 yards, which I have said at some point it will happen. At some point it will happen this year. If
Here we
all,
go
if
with
all
the,
5 of those things happen, I'm coming in here with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
You know,
If the Padres win, I'll make the announcement Monday. If the Padres lose, I'll wait it out a couple days.
yeah.
Okay.
Just don't tie nothing to Burmeister throwing 150 yards. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Hey, come on now. It's Hawaii.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
Who throws I got a better bet for you. Who throws 150 first? Justin Fields or Burmeister?
Burmeister.
Ooh.
No, I already know my luck. I already know what the Vikings do to bad teams. So Justin Fields is going to look like Ohio State Justin Fields.
He's throwing for 350 this weekend.
No. I mean like 200. Like Max.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's come back to the Padres and the Mets. Let's start off with this. Tonight's game is at 5:07 p.m. Alex, if you could, just to get us set up for tonight, the pitching matchups between Darvish and Scherzer. Here we go. Set us up here, dude.
Yeah, so you got Darvish, who finished the season 16-8 with a 3.10 ERA, going up against Scherzer, who finished 11-5 with a 2.29 ERA on the season. Darvish 2-0 against the Mets, 14 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 15 strikeouts. Scherzer only pitched once against the Padres, lost that game, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, but did strike out 8. That is your matchup tonight, Darvish versus Scherzer. And like I told you guys earlier, Darvish in his career at Citi Field, 3-0 in 4 starts with a 2.00 ERA.
Yeah, and I thought Casey Stern brought up an interesting point that Mets fans know Juan Soto and who he has been against the Mets from his days, obviously, with the Nationals. But Alex, you put this up while we were talking to Casey. Take because we didn't talk about it for people who are listening on radio. Juan Soto's career in New York, go.
It's not in New York. This is just a career against New York.
Okay.
In 68 games played, he has a 303 batting average, a 420 on base percentage, 16 home runs, 42 RBIs, and 45 walks in 68 games against the Mets in his career.
Wow. Okay. So that's what Casey was talking about is what Juan Soto has been against the Mets. Let's take a listen to what Manny Machado said yesterday, because obviously he's one of the guys that the media wants to talk to. And, you know, all these pre-playoff press conferences. Let's take a look and take a listen.
The beauty of postseason baseball is the energy that's coming to every ballpark. You know, wild card game, DS, you know, championship, World Series. They're bringing it every single day, and the energy is always going to be in the ballpark. And I think that's something that you feed off of, and something that you really enjoy and you take it in. You know, ultimately it's about just getting those 27 outs. You know, but obviously, you know, all those things always, you know, play into effect. That's why you always want to be playing at home. You know, obviously your home field advantage is always the best. But you know, just enjoying this.
All right.
I went to the second to last game of the season, and they had postseason merch at the store.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd be down to get like another postseason shirt or something.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that hoodie he's wearing is like $120, man.
Come on.
No joke, man.
$120 for the player hoodie?
Yeah.
On the team store? In the team store or in the
store?
Yeah. The team store, boy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Woo.
Dude. Like, I don't think I saw like a t-shirt was like $60. I was like,
You'll
what am I
leave
at the
them
Bad
missing
am I at the Bad Bunny concert again?
Yeah.
God damn.
You'll leave them missing a foot. You can't. No money spent in the team store for me.
Dude, I'm not spending $120 for a hoodie. But I think they've got you. You know, like if you're a fan and you want to wear the same hoodie that Manny's wearing or Cronenworth, like we're going to listen to what Cronenworth had to say. If you want that hoodie, they got you.
Beautiful.
They all wear different stuff.
The beautiful thing is, like, if you order it now, it ain't coming in time for the wild card series.
Right.
So let's say they lose, just wait a week. That's going to be like half off.
Yeah. Right. All right. Let's hear what Cronenworth had to say.
Yeah, I think you can look back 2 or 3 weeks ago when we kind of got back on track and we got our butts kicked in Arizona on Thursday night, and it was the first time I had really seen Bob angry, and but it was a good angry. He kind of kicked us into gear and got us going, and I think everybody just came together as a group and started moving forward.
Yeah, that was the night that Melvin said, I don't understand these guys. There's no fight. There's no effort. We're in the middle of a playoff race, and this is what you guys go out there and put out.
Mm-hmm.
And Cronenworth saying that was kind of the night that changed things around. I think pretty obvious.
I think we all saw it.
Yeah.
Because it could have gone 2 ways. You know, the team could have responded and been like, screw you, old man. Like, you know, like, why are you calling us out publicly? But they really, whatever he did, because he did say, like, I need to find a way to motivate these guys better. And he clearly did something, because it was a different team after that. They weren't this, like, unstoppable force of nature, but they were still a much better team after that. Yeah. And I think the stat was 18 and 7, the final or something like that.
I wonder what the record was. Remember when there were like 36 games left in the season and we all
yeah,
made
I think I
predictions?
counted. I think they finished 20 and 16.
Okay, and I think I said they were going to be 16 and 20.
I said 18 and 18.
And Browner, I think, said 20 and 16.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know if that's a Brown fact?
I was the closest. I was the closest to the bullseye, baby.
Yeah,
as usual.
I'd have to go look at my Excel sheet from Rigby.
Yeah.
I know he wrote it down.
I know I was closer to the bullseye than both of y'all.
Well, yeah, because I said they wouldn't win. They'd be under
Right.
500.
Alex said less than me.
Yeah.
I said 500.
Yeah, right. I'm saying so, but Browner, of course, said that they'd
Right.
have a winning record, and so
Yeah.
therefore he wins. I mean,
I
gotta
came
give
in
him-
here and I proclaimed like this team will not go on a run.
Yeah.
They will not do it.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Mr. Baseball.
Yeah,
Mr.
there he is.
Baseball.
There he is.
That's it, man.
Well, hey, listen,
Mr.
it's good that you're
Baseball.
Mr. Baseball since you're not mister Football. We all know that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We're
Well,
not talking
come
about.
on,
Why you always
you,
trying to change subjects? To
Well,
make me
no,
look
no,
bad?
no. Don't do
What
that.
about baseball?
Don't do that because
Don't be
what
that
you
guy.
do is well, you're that guy. You're that guy that earlier
Nah, no, I'm not.
has to take a shot at Ohtani, the most incredible, legendary season of all time. But he's at home watching us. So you're that
Wasn't
guy.
that was baseball?
No,
We're talking about baseball.
You're that guy.
Go switch up sports.
You're that guy. Hey, what is this video we're looking at right here, Alex, of Manny Machado in the batting
It's
cages?
just B-roll. The Padres sent B-roll out yesterday, so
yeah,
I just had B-roll of the team getting ready yesterday, practicing at Citi Field.
Okay,
nothing special. Just
all right.
Was gonna have it. For
Now
people
what's
to
this?
take a look.
Now what's the deal with my man Chris Russo here, going off on the Mets? He's always entertaining. I'd take a listen to this. Yeah, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, and basically,
Sandy Koufax.
remember how I brought up like with Casey, how, or not, I think the segment before, how New Yorkers are talking about the World Series for the Mets. They're not talking about the Padres, and that's basically what Mad Dog's like. They ain't gonna win the World Series. That's what he's kind of going off on. Where is it? Let's take a
Gives
listen.
them an impossible path as far as to winning the pennant. San Diego, Dodgers, Atlanta. The Mets are not beating all those three teams. That was a disastrous weekend. They had their two big pitchers, and the Braves knocked them off. Really bothered me. Outside them too.
Two people in my life who I love dearly is my brother Jeff Brown, who Molly knows, lives out in California.
Hey, Jeff.
Along with my godchildren Nicholas and Nicole and his lovely wife Nina. They're all Mets fans. He's contaminated all of them, okay? And my brother-in-law Darren Odie, Carmen's man.
Oh, yeah, he's a great
These two guys, Jeff and Darren Odie, are diehard Mets fans. They tell me nothing to worry about. Mets gonna be just fine. It's the postseason. DeGrom, Scherzer, and the crew. Let's go. I don't believe them one bit. Okay? Mets ain't winning. They ain't getting to the World Series. But they swear to me I am wrong. So your madness might be misplaced. I don't believe it, though. I'm rolling with you.
Yeah, I don't see it. Padres, Dodgers, and Braves, there's too much to overcome.
Padres, Dodgers, and Braves. Too much overcome. They're not even thinking that the Padres have a real chance. It's they'll beat the Padres, then they'll have a chance against the Dodgers, and then if somehow they get past the Dodgers, then they're totally screwed against the Braves. God, I would love for the Padres to stick it to these guys. God, it would be great for the Padres and the Dodgers. Look, I'm being selfish. I get it. And I've said it all week long. Padres, Dodgers is the best thing that could happen to our business. Come on, Padres. Get this thing done and get to the Dodgers. Padres, Dodgers, all of Southern California is electrified. Dodgers, Mets, LA's happy. New York is going crazy. But San Diego's season is over, and chances are people aren't watching baseball anymore. Come on, Padres. Padres, Dodgers. Give that to me, please. Please?
Which,
We've
okay,
waited long
never
enough.
mind.
We've
I was going to
waited
ask a
long
loser
enough.
question. Never mind.
Oh,
what was the loser question?
Oh,
Would you rather, never mind.
Oh,
This
come
is
on,
just
I won't
me.
now.
This is my this is my
There you go.
brain.
This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be
so
bad.
I'm not
Here
gonna
we
do it.
go.
I'm positive today. Let's go Padres.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
effing go San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you can get those t-shirts quickly. You don't need to order one of those hoodies for $120.
No,
you
you
get
don't.
those t-shirts quick.
Let's effing go San Diego. 15% off CaplanandCrew.com.
Is Pete Alonso going to make major impact in this series? Because he's a big, strong guy.
And he can hurt you.
He can do damage. He could put you in the hospital.
If he chooses to.
I want to. This soundbite is my favorite. It was my favorite soundbite of the entire baseball season because you don't know him. You don't know what he's about. Pete Alonso, he's a big, strong guy.
Big strong.
And for me, like I'm a big, strong guy. They don't know like my temper. They don't know what I could do. I mean, if I wanted to put someone in the hospital, I easily could, but I was just out there trying to protect my guys.
Could easily put somebody in the hospital. Very easily. Very, very easily could put somebody in the hospital. Hey, I'll tell you who's a big, strong guy. He has no interest in putting you in the hospital. That's Gary Cooper, Mountain Trust Realty.
Nice transition.
Services. Thank you. He's a big, strong guy.
Right there.
Big, strong guy. Doesn't have any intention of putting you in the hospital. All Gary Cooper wants to do as a big, strong guy and not knowing his temperament, all Gary Cooper wants to do, he just wants to put you in a new house. Or he wants to help you sell your house. That's all. These are strange times in the real estate industry, right? Interest rates have risen. Prices have come back a little bit. Competition is still stiff, but the prices are more realistic. So if you're thinking about buying a new house, a new condo, perhaps you're thinking about selling your current residence right now, you're ready to take cash and maybe you're on your way out of the state of California. A lot of people are. Talk to Gary. Never make a move in real estate without first talking to Gary Cooper, 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. Go to his website, mountaintrustrealty.com. And Gary says all the time, just give me a chance to earn your business, whether that's serving as your realtor, listing your home, whatever the case may be. Again, great friends. He has helped so many of us. Never make a move in real estate without first talking to Gary Cooper, 858-376-1299. Remember a couple of weeks ago, Gary told us that he couldn't give away his Aztec football tickets? I'll bet you there are, this San Diego State game against Hawaii, what time is that game on Saturday? You know?
7:30, I think.
Okay. With the Padres being as exciting in this whole weekend, and even with the San Diego Open, we've been talking all week long about the San Diego Open, this massive tennis event that's happening here in San Diego. Is there anybody that's going to the San Diego State game on Saturday?
No.
Well, I'm not.
Nope. It'll be plenty of seats.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a college football fan, the UCLA game this weekend against Utah and the USC game this weekend against Washington State, I mean, these are big games in their conference. Big games.
What at this point, why would you, again, this is supposed to be entertainment.
Let's keep it on Padres.
Okay, yeah.
Here,
we're going to hit this
there's
break.
entertainment.
Yeah, we're going to hit this
everywhere.
Break. All right, can we talk about a couple other things before we get out of here? Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino studio.
Hunger is a year-round problem. The San Diego Food Bank and our North County Food Bank chapter provide food assistance at locations throughout the county. We need your help. Host a food drive, volunteer, or donate online. Thank you for making a difference.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
The Rich Eisen Show airs Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. An engaging blend of insightful football expertise with an offbeat mix of humor and pop culture while continuing to attract the most recognizable names in sports and entertainment. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Drivers are getting in accidents at a rate we've never seen before, jumping 18% since 2020. There are higher incidents of speeding and more aggressive driving since the pandemic began. Please slow down and drive safely. It can save a life.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Reyes. From Westfield High School, Tiffany Jokers. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jordan. And from St. Joe Chavez Middle School, Zar Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
The 2022 San Diego Loyal season is almost complete. Live on Your View and YourView.com, watch the San Diego Loyal host New Mexico United Sunday, October 9th at 3 p.m. Come join us at Torero Stadium for the last regular season home game as the San Diego Loyal prepare for the playoffs. Tickets are available. San Diego Loyal versus the New Mexico United, Sunday, October 9th on Your View.
At the Barnes firm, we're seeing more pedestrian and bicycle accidents. Drivers are rolling through red lights, and distracted driving makes every intersection a danger zone for pedestrians. Look both ways when crossing, even if you have the right of way.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, Q. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your San Diego Padres baseball updates.
The postseason begins tonight. The Padres are in New York City for the 3-game wildcard series against the Mets. Darvish will be getting the start for the Padres in Game 1 of the series, with Blake Snell getting the start in Game 2, and Joe Musgrove is likely for Game 3. The Padres will be matching up against Max Scherzer on the mound for the Mets tonight. It's still to be determined who they'll face off against in Game 2 and 3. At the plate, Manny Machado has been hot lately, and Juan Soto is a .350 average hitter at Citi Field, facing off against his former teammate in Scherzer on Friday night. Jurickson Profar has been producing as well. We can expect him to be key at the plate for the Padres this weekend. If the Padres win the wild card, they'll meet up with the Dodgers in the National League Division Series.
That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView. You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and YourView, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Hunger is a year-round problem. The San Diego Food Bank and our North County Food Bank chapter provide food assistance at locations throughout the county. We need your help. Host a food drive, volunteer, or donate online. Thank you for making a difference.
San Diego Varicose Vein Treatment Center, we take care of all various needs of patients for management of their venous insufficiency. People who come here are mainly concerned about symptoms that brings them on or issues related to cosmetic concern that we can always take care of. Now with the advancement of technology and so many catheter-based treatments, we can treat our patients much more quickly, much more comfortably with less downtime. Patients love the result invariably.
It's been a huge impact in my life to feel better, to be able to power walk again. Overall, I'm just feeling like I used to feel when I was a lot younger, and I'm so grateful for this place.
It's a privilege to take care of our patients. It comes from the heart, and I love it.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Perez. From Westfield High School, Tiffany Jokers. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jordan. And from St. Joe Chavez Middle School, Todd Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
The way I would describe myself as a player is I can move around a lot. I'm very, all over the field, wherever coach needs me. I'm there. I'm kind of just an all-around player. I'm just here to play.
Let's go, baby!
The thing I enjoy most about playing football is just being around the guys. I mean, the energy is just amazing. I just love coming out here and, just giving all my effort and just, we love to win. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned playing football is just, pushing through adversity. There's always obstacles on the field.
What motivates Anthony is the bar he sets for himself. When he accomplishes one thing, he pushes that bar a little higher and gets to that next level. And then when he accomplishes that, he pushes the bar a little higher and gets to that level.
My name is Alejandro Eugenio Guido Perez. I play for the San Diego Loyal, and I'm a midfielder. Midfielder kind of does a little bit of everything. Attacks, defends, it helps organizes the press to win the ball back, and then defend in the low block, and then attack and create opportunities for the forwards to score and yourself. I started at a young age playing soccer. I did it here in Chula Vista, but I also played in Tijuana, Mexico. It's definitely been restorative to be back home and be at a club, such a great club, that values the person, not just the player. I've been able to grow tremendously on and off the field and be taken care of by the family that's around me and supporting me.
So Southwestern College, the name of the mariachi is Mariachi Garibaldi, is the performing group that we have. We've actually had as many as 4 different ensembles, so 4 different classes, beginning, intermediate, advanced. And the advanced group is outstanding. We got that associate's degree in music with the mariachi specialization approved in 2004. And that was the first in the world anywhere. It's not a degree in mariachi music, it's a degree in music with a specialization in mariachi.
The ensemble is great. I mean, it ranges anywhere from 30 to 50, sometimes 60 members every semester. It's fantastic.
The NFL lives here. If it's about the NFL, you found the right station. Join 1090 every Sunday during the NFL season for the exclusive SoCal home of not 1, but 2 NFL games every Sunday during the season on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Hunger is a year-round problem. The San Diego Food Bank and our North County Food Bank chapter provide food assistance at locations throughout the county. We need your help. Host a food drive, volunteer, or donate online. Thank you for making a difference.
Home of Guiding Hands helps San Diego community in that we're a resource for families. A lot of times when families first identify that their child, their loved one, might have an intellectual or developmental disabilities, they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And we're here to help guide people through that process, to show them what a thriving life their loved one can have. It's a passion I share, having a daughter with a disability.
I really love the place that I live at. Because of Home of Guiding Hands, I was able to move out of my parents' house and into a beautiful home that I love living in. And so if you have an independent living service coordinator, they will help you learn more about being independent, and they help guide you through different things. They've helped me with lots of encouragement and love. They've also given me an ILS worker who is an amazing person, and I love her so much. She's great. I could tell you the first, week or so, I wasn't feeling very confident in myself. The first couple of nights I was like, oh, this is scary. But I look back on it now and I'm like, this is so easy.
Main Street Living celebrates diverse abilities in partnership with Home of Guiding Hands, supporting the special needs community for over 55 years.
for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.